All right, Todd, kind of an unwanted guest last night in the city limits of Gladewater, right? Alligator?
Yes, American alligator, a good one. He was right there downtown Gladewater, just across from the Telly's Mexican restaurant, right there on the side of the road, pinned against a wrought iron fence.
Wow.
He was all there. He was right at 9.5 foot.
That is great. That's a big one.
Yes, that is one of the bigger ones I've handled, probably the biggest one ever in a crowded situation. It was a concern, not only because of the traffic, but there's the neighborhood there, there's pedestrians at times. The saving grace was probably that it was that late at night, there was light traffic and etc. But anytime we have an alligator that's posing a threat, public threat or nuisance right there in someone's front yard or in the highway, we're gonna come relocate that alligator.
Yeah, and by we, I guess Gladewater Police and Fire Department?
Yes, so they stepped up. Kudos to Gladewater Fire, Gladewater Police. Those guys risked limb and life going hands-on with me together. We helped wrestle that thing for, it was probably 30 minutes till we finally got that grumpy alligator to roll out to the left, roll out to the right. Finally got tired out, got his mouth taped, obviously, and four of us, it took all four of us to lift that thing and put him into the back of the tailgate here so we can carry him to the river.
And I guess you think that's where he came from?
Yes. Over the years, there's been a number of alligators spotted in the Sabine River in and around Gladewater. Matter of fact, I myself have relocated several of them in that area. It's their natural habitat. Lots of water and land for them to roam and be with their gator friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of gator friends, that's near where you relocated Kevin from
Yes.
Guthrie Park
Yes.
in Longview recently, and but this was more like Kevin's grumpy older cousin.
Absolutely, yes. He was full of attitude last night. He was launching and he was growling and coming at us. It was exciting. I was glad to have back up there, especially with traffic control and the fire department. They were wonderful. Everybody, it was a team effort to get this guy back to where he belonged.
So they shut down the road?
Yes, so they helped traffic control on 271 right there along where Telly's is. And of course, there's a lot of onlookers and people wanting to stop and get out in pictures. And so the scene there was pretty chaotic for a little bit. And there was just nowhere, the way this alligator was pinned against that wrought iron fence, there was just nowhere for him to go or for me to get out of the way. And so it was a pretty tense few minutes getting this big guy back to the water.
Yeah, well, in a situation like that, obviously that's a wild animal and it feels trapped.
Yes.
So I guess that's going to add to the aggression?
Yes, it could. Fortunately, this guy, assuming it's a guy, not a gal, but he was kind of facing the other way. He was obviously wanting to keep traveling, which was into someone's front yard, but the wrought iron fence prevented him. I was able to get him to spin and turn around and come at me so that we can get a lasso onto him and get him under control. Yeah.
And that's and then I guess you were kind of surrounded by police vehicles.
Police vehicles, fire vehicles, and first responders. We were all there working together. Someone mentioned, it being at night. If it had been a daytime, this situation, it could have been a whole different set of circumstances. So I am very thankful. It was a nighttime, late night gator, and the river being just a mile away from there, we were able to get him to his natural habitat relatively quick.
Well, that's good. So
Yep.
the road only shut down for an hour or two or something?
Maybe an hour or something like that. Well, it was still, we were letting people through, but we were trying to block off the gator from going further into the road and stuff like that, and keeping the public from getting into harm's way or getting into our area of danger there. Yeah.
Well, speaking of area of danger, it had to be a little nerve-wracking.
It was a little bit inside. I could feel my heart fluttering a little bit. I relate back to my training. It's something I do. Game wardens do all the time. And once you get tape on him and get the gator tired out, there's not a whole lot he can do. But it all worked out. He said goodbye to us. He jumped back in the river and he lost his attitude. He lost the fight, and there at the end, it was kind of a fun thing, and all the firemen and police celebrated. It was a fun evening, and that was about midnight last night.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
let's so it had a happy ending. I mean, you guys
Yes.
didn't have to put it down.
That was the big thing. We did not want to harm this alligator, so he's going to live on, and along with the rest of the alligators in and around Gladewater, Gregg County, Upshur County, there's quite a bit in the Sabine River bottoms. So we encourage folks, leave them alone, keep a safe distance. If it is something with exigent circumstance like this gator, and he comes up onto your porch or your yard or into Telly's parking lot, that is something different. That is something that we're going to respond to right now. But just because we see an alligator in a lake, that's not something that we need to fear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so I guess he'll have quite a tale to tell his less grumpy cousin, Kevin.
Kevin, that's right. And there's also a process whenever alligators need to be relocated and it's not an immediate threat like this guy was last night. We do have nuisance alligator trappers, and they'll come out. People can call our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-792-1112. And they will assign a local alligator nuisance trapper. They'll come out, they have more of the traps and equipment, etc., and they'll care for the gator from there. Game wardens get more involved when it's an immediate threat like this to public safety.
Yeah. Well, it's like a gator on your property.
Yeah,
by
right there
your
on the
house.
parking lot, on the highway last night. It was something special.
So did the initial call come in saying in the Telly's parking lot?
In front of Telly's, basically, right there on the middle of the highway. He had made it in and around the highway until he hit that wrought iron fence, and there was nowhere else to go but back out into the highway.
Right.
So that was the concern. So
that danger to the alligator and whoever hit it. I mean, yeah.
yes,
So I guess it doesn't happen that often, but all in all, happy ending.
a happy ending. Typically, it's this time of year. As you know, Jamie, it's springtime. They're on the move, whether it's mating or in search of food. Also, all the recent rains and flooding. There's alligators displaced throughout the county. Yeah.
So I guess just watch where you step.
Especially in those kind of areas, Sabine River bottoms. They're here. Yeah.
All right, good deal. And I guess if there's a problem, just call 911.
You can do that too. Yep.
All right. Thanks again. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jamie. Yeah.